Hello, I'm John from Tech Growth Marketing, and today I'm going to tell you how not to gain clients for your IT business. And why am I going to tell you the ways that you shouldn't be acquiring new clients? Well, if you understand what those methods are, firstly, you can avoid them because it's going to be a huge waste of your time. And secondly, it will help you understand why the methods that do work actually work. So stick around because I'm going to go into all of that for you. Let's jump into the video. So as a business owner, specifically as an IT business owner or a tech business owner in general, you're going to have a few problems. And those problems are probably, firstly, acquiring new clients online. Secondly, the visibility of your business. And thirdly, time. You might also have some problems with cash flow and things like that. But those are the things we're going to look at in terms of acquiring new clients, okay? So when it comes to those problems, we're going to address issues that don't resolve any of those very easily, right? So what is the worst way, or let's list a few of the worst ways you can acquire new clients? Well, the first worst way you can acquire new clients as a tech or IT business is, just checking my notes, networking, right? It is soul destroying, absolutely soul destroying. It takes a lot of time, like a huge amount of time. We've got one client who does a lot of networking every week, and we're trying to bring them away from it because it's just literally wasting their time. Why is networking so bad? Well, firstly, you probably hate it deep down in the depths of your soul, which is fully understandable because we've all been there. Whenever we start out a business, we think we'll go networking, get people to know us. And then after about 6 months or a year, we all give up because we realize it's a complete waste of time. Networking works for some people. It only works for a very specific type of business. Those businesses are usually financial advisors and accountants because everyone at that networking meeting has to use their services at some point in time. Whereas as an IT support company, not everyone has to use your services. Bigger companies will want to use your services, smaller ones won't. The type of people who go to networking meetings are very, very small businesses. They're one-man bands, or they're like small business estate agents for some reason go to networking meetings, God knows why. But they're like smaller businesses who don't really need your services. So you're essentially putting all this time every week, getting up super early or having to go after work or whenever you need to go, to be put in an awkward social situation for something that is never going to pay off, okay? In some instances, you might have been lucky, you might have got some business through it, but is that sustainable? Not at all, not even a little bit. The reason being, the people who go there, because they're small businesses, they do not have the budget to spend on you, and the amount of time you put into it, it's not going to work. So if you're going networking right now, I have some very good news for you. It's absolutely not your fault that it's not working. Stop going because it's a waste of time. There are more efficient ways that you can network, and going to in-person networking meetings, or because of coronavirus, depends when you're watching this, online meetings as well, doesn't work, right? What's another way that you shouldn't be gaining new clients? Well, it's posting loads of content on LinkedIn. So if you're posting loads of content on LinkedIn, your main complaint is probably, we have no visibility, we have no engagement online. Does that matter? Technically, low engagement does not matter as long as people are seeing it. You'd be amazed the amount of content I've posted online. People just don't engage with it. But then when I meet them in person, they're like, I've been watching your videos, absolutely love them. LinkedIn, it matters how long someone literally stops on the feed and looks at your post or watches your video. That's a very important factor as to how successful it is. So don't worry if you have low engagement, like a low amount of likes or anything like that. It's a good indicator, but it's not something massively you need to worry about. The problem with LinkedIn content is the way that you approach LinkedIn content. If you're just, say you're an IT support business and you just post random things about IT and tech and films sometimes and video games occasionally, because tech people like video games. If you just post all those different things, it's so scattergun approach. You're basically trying to become like a news outlet or a BuzzFeed type thing. And people don't really want that. You need to be the people who create that content specifically to the problem that you resolve for your client. As an IT support business or an IT business in general, you need to pick what your solution is. So if you're an IT support business, you relieve people's frustrations. If you're an app development company, you help them scale their business through an effective app, right? You need to just post content about that. And it needs to be content that is specific to addressing your audience's needs, not talking about yourself. So does LinkedIn content work? Yes, but if you do it wrong with no direction, you're going to be doing it for a fair few years and getting no result. Again, a huge time sink. and your visibility over time will probably get worse because the algorithm realizes that no one actually likes your content. Another one that everyone gets told to do and everyone goes through a little phase of doing it. This is great, isn't it? Just talking about things that we've all been through. Writing blog posts for 6 months to a year in the hope that it's going to help your business just magically be discoverable on Google, and then people are just going to come to you because you wrote a few blog posts. Not going to happen. So loads of people have tried it, and if you go onto most people's websites, you'll see they had a period of doing blog posts, and then the last post was like 2 years ago. There's a reason behind that. It's not an effective way of gaining new clients. Why is it not effective? Firstly, everyone does it, and there's only one page at the top of Google that houses, 20 odd results. People only realistically look at the top 2. So you need to be in the top 0.000000001% to be able to even be visible and have that web page seen. Are you going to be visible when there are huge companies doing exactly the same thing? Not at all, no. Do people really care about reading your blog post about a problem when they just want you to resolve it? Like, if you're an IT business and you write an article about how to resolve an IT issue, they just want you to resolve it for them. They don't want to read an article for 30 minutes or for 20 minutes. It tells them how to resolve it themselves. So it does not work, and you don't need to do it. If you're doing blog posts right now, again, stop, because you're wasting your time. Another method that is really bad for getting new clients in IT or tech business is cold reach. That is cold calling, cold messaging people, cold anything. This is whereby people don't have a clue who you are, but you reach out to them trying to sell them your services. Why does it not work? It doesn't work because you don't even know if those people need your services, and you're essentially going up to them and just immediately trying to close them by saying, please buy our services. And the chances of that happening are astronomically low. So if you do that enough, if you sent like 10,000 messages, probably someone at some point in time is going to say yes. That's just math. But how long is it going to take you to send 10,000 messages to people? How much rejection, how much damage are you going to do to your own reputation as a result of getting that one person? Huge amounts of time, huge amounts of damage to your reputation. Do not do it. There is a method that you can do cold outreach, but it's very, very sort of finessed, and it does work, but it's fairly complicated. I can explain that to you if you need to know more. So why don't these methods work? Why don't any of them work? Well, the reasons I just explained, but the core reason is messaging, the value you give to people, and whether you're resolving someone's solution instead of just talking about things that they don't really care about. That's essentially why those methods don't work. And how can you make it work? Well, you make it work by fully understanding your audience and then making content or taking different approaches that are tailored to your audience's needs, actually to their needs. And then to resolve issues like visibility and things like that, you essentially what you want to do, because you haven't got the time, you haven't got good visibility, and you want more clients, you want to automate it so that people come to you instead of you having to go to them. So the problem with you going to other people is that you're put in the position of trying to prove yourself to them. Whereas if people come to you, it reverses that, and it makes everything else in the process easier. So if you're not particularly good at sales, and you probably haven't experienced it if you haven't had much success with cold outreach, when you cold outreach people, you can fairly easily get a lot of sales calls, but then you need to have the sales ability to be able to close them. And that's nothing bad. That's literally just helping them understand how you can help them and helping them make a decision. It can be either way, but that isn't an easy skill set. Unless you've done it a few hundred times, you're not going to be successful with it. But when people come to you, that skill set is not required as much because they're pre-sold. They know who you are, they want what you've got, and it's that simple. So it makes your life easier as a business owner as well. How do you automate the process? Well, you understand your audience, as I mentioned a little bit previously, and you can see that in other videos on the channel. But you understand the audience, and then you automate the process with things like Google Ads and LinkedIn ads. Obviously, that's a huge topic, and people dedicate their careers to that. And I can tell you a little bit more about that. So my company, Tech Growth Marketing, we are giving away free strategy audits where basically we'll look at your specific company and essentially come up with that strategy for you. So you don't even need to do anything. We'll do it for you. And at the end of that strategy call, you're going to know essentially what the most efficient method for gaining new clients for your business is. And you're not going to have to waste time trying to figure out the most effective advertising method, because we'll tell you what it is specific for your business. But yeah, essentially now you understand the worst things that you could be doing to gain new clients for your IT or tech business, and you can stop doing them. Relief, there you go. And you also have a way that you can find out what the most efficient method is, and essentially resolve all your problems straight away. So hope this video has been very, very helpful for you. If you've got any comments or questions, like if there's anything in here that I've mentioned you want to know a little bit more about, just drop a comment and I'll answer your question directly. If you want to speak to me directly, as I say, apply for the application of our free strategy audit on the website. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't to see more of this content. I will speak to you very, very soon.